Hello and welcome back to Brownies for Breakfast with me, April Federico. And I just wanted to say thank you for those who have been listening to my podcast. I know it's been a little what do you call it? Very sporadic. That's mainly because I've had a lot going on with the pitch club and also just yeah, just trying to get my business in order and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let us talk about the truth about overnight success. And I'm just going to give you a spoiler right now. They don't exist. So, I opened up an email from renowned fitness trainer Jill Coleman one summer morning. So, this past summer, and it was my personal dose of tough love. So, the quote is as follows, and it should be a tough love for you too. So, a life spent looking for shortcuts is a long road to nowhere. And it immediately got me thinking. So, picture this: you're young and you're at the park, and you're on the monkey bars. You jump down halfway through because your hands hurt. Then you just walk to the other side of the obstacle. I mean, I don't blame your hands for hurting, but this is the thing about all areas of life, including your health and well being, and even manifestation. And you have to build the calluses on your hands and around the trauma you have experienced. I mean, you can ruminate on what you could have done differently all you want, but is that really going to is that really going to do you any good? No. So, I mean, you can't change who you were yesterday, but you can certainly change who you are in the future. And there's another quote that I like to share. Also, they dub me the quote queen. By they, I mean everyone. So, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of quotes in this podcast. So this was from a speech she gave to Harvard graduates. So it goes as follows: to be or not to be, that is not the question. The vital question is how to be, said by Joshua Heschel. And this will certainly question your thoughts and what you've learned about Shakespeare's Hamlet, which is why I love to question things that mildly or even severely brought me to tears, and not in a good way. So I love questioning the world around me in general, which is why I will always be um a lifetime learner, and I don't just learn from books and podcasts. I learn from my past mistakes and from the people around me, digitally or via in-person connections. And like that's the beauty of the digital world, especially like social media and the ever-growing metaverse. So let us think about how to be, shall we? So, we're taught from a young age how to live our lives, mainly from our parents and mainly from the environment we grew up in. So, let's take Liz Murray, for example. I am continuously fascinated by her story. She is the brave young man character in the famous not so overnight success story, Homeless to Harvard. So, as a young girl, Murray lives with their sister Lisa, their drug addicted, schizophrenic mother Jean, who has AIDS, and their father Peter, also a drug addict, but also has AIDS, lacks social skills, and is not conscientious. She's removed from the home and put into a care system because her father can no longer take care of her. And at 15, she moves in with her mother, sister, and grandfather, who sexually abused her mother and her aunt. And after a fight with her grandfather, who resultantly hit Liz, she runs away with a girl named Chris, who is also being abused at home. And after Jean dies of AIDS, Liz gets a hypothetical slap in the face by her mother's death. And she begins her work to finish high school, which she amazingly does in just 2 years. She becomes a star student and even earns a scholarship to Harvard University through an essay contest sponsored by the New York Times. So, in a nutshell, we can succumb to our environments as real life victims of naturalism. And that's actually a literary term. If you don't know it, you should probably look it up. Especially if you read Maggie, A Girl of the Streets. That's a book I read in high school and I loved it. And I mean, going back to what I was saying earlier, we can also live our best lives because we must put in the work to do so. And it's about building the calluses around who we used to be and the trauma we experienced and making things better for ourselves. So, yeah, in a nutshell, like I said earlier, overnight successes do not exist. And it's imperative that we actually just like kind of I know I'm like spewing words out of my butt, so to speak, but I we kind of have to plan for a better life than what we're used to. I mean, it's okay to say that, oh, I have a great life, but like, what can we do to make it better? Because in a nutshell, we really shouldn't settle. And there's more news to come next month. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys for today. So be sure to subscribe to my podcast. And if you follow me on social media or YouTube, hit that subscribe button and follow my pages. And I'll see you in the next podcast. Okay. Bye, guys.